In the spring, there are a lot of plants that are easy to start from seed. Let's talk about how to read a seed packet. A good seed packet has all the information you need to know, hopefully, and that information is found on the back. It'll tell you when to plant, how warm the soil is going to need to be, which is usually like around 60 degrees. It'll tell how many days before you'll see the little seedlings coming up. It'll tell you how far apart to make the rows if you're planting your seeds in rows. And it will tell you how deep to plant the seeds. Some seeds are teeny, teeny, tiny. Other seeds are round and easy to see. And it will tell you how many days to the time that you're going to be eating those vegetables, which is called the days to maturity. So plants are just like us. They need temperature, they need water and food. So you will have put some fertilizer into your garden bed before you plant the seeds. And then it always helps if you've watered in the soil ahead of time before you start planting the seeds. And then after you plant the seeds on that same time, you'll water them in. And sometimes you have to water them a couple times a day, especially in the summertime when you're planting seeds for fall. Seeds come in all different sizes and flavors, and you'll be choosing the ones you like to eat the most. I personally like lettuces, chards, kale, and of course carrots. These are carrot seeds. They are teeny tiny, and you just barely cover them up with the soil and then pat it down. These are Swiss chard seeds. They are much bigger, and they're actually, I think, more fun to plant because you just poke them into the soil. So also on the back is the germination time, and that it just tells you how long it takes for the seed to become a green plant popping up out of the soil. And with carrots, it's just these two little blades that almost look like grass, so don't weed it. And with lettuce and the leafy plants, it's more like two little round petals. The first time you ever plant something and you're following the directions on the back, you'll be so worried about will it come up or won't it? And the temperature of the soil and the temperature around you will determine how that plant grows. And you'll find that information on the back of the seed packet. To test your soil temperature, you can use a basic thermometer. Some people use their husband or wife's fly fishing thermometer that tests the temperature of the water. And so soil for seeds to germinate, it's usually good if it's 60 to 80 degrees for them to germinate. Some of the crops that are planted in March and April like cooler temperatures, so it'll tell you that on the back of the seed packet. It's good to choose a location that has a lot of sun. So I actually, personally in my own garden, I tracked the sun pattern for a whole year from January through December, and I paid particular attention to the summer months, June, July, and August. Also, you'll see about thinning and also how close to plant things together. And sometimes the plants will grow too close together. So you'll have like 3 little lettuces all sprouted together in a clump. And you can actually pick out the extras, and that'll give you more spacing for the plant to grow. And those make tasty things on salad. You wash them. Some seeds are teeny tiny, and some seeds are fairly large, and that will determine how deep you plant them and how far apart. And some people like to plant in rows and they separate their seeds. Other people just scatter and then they thin, like I told you about. And don't worry if you make a mistake, it's okay. It's a plant and you can compost it. The last thing you want to find on your seed packet is when can you eat these delicious vegetables? And it will tell you. and it's usually about 60 days. And that says, the term is days to maturity. So that means, you know, you could probably harvest some of them earlier if you just can't stand it, especially with lettuce and all the green leafy things. But it basically in 60 days you'll be able to eat them. And that's important here because our last average frost date is April 15th, and our first frost date in the fall is around October 15th. And we have 38 microclimates in Kitsap County. So it, you know, in one garden, the frost date could be different from another one. But you can get several plantings. So 60 days is good, but we really have anywhere from 90 to 120 days of growing. I hope that you will grab some seeds and start planting. Don't throw away your seed packet. Everything you need to know is on the back. You also might have extra seeds that you can save till next year. Don't be afraid. Plants are just like us. They need water and care and food, and you can provide all that with following the instructions on the back of the packet. And I hope that you'll go out and grow some vegetables.